once again reminding all of you, if somebody wants to make an intervention, kindly send your name so that we can then include you.
Mr. Bhattacharya ji, he has to go to central speakers for to speak with SM.
Hello. हाँ नमस्कार. May I now request Sri Rajiv Bhattacharya, Additional Secretary, Assam Legislative Assembly, to make his presentation.
Honorable Secretary General Rajya Sabha, PC Modi sir, Honorable Secretary General Lok Sabha, Utpal Singh sir, respected Principal Secretary UP VIDHAN Parishad, respected Principal Secretary UP Legislative Assembly, Principal Secretaries and Secretaries of different Legislative Assemblies and Legislative Councils, delegates from Lok Sabha, delegates from other state assemblies and councils, ladies and gentlemen. Directly I am coming to the topic of our discussion. When we talk about legislatures, most of us immediately think of what we see in house. We think of members asking questions, ministers giving replies, debates taking place, voting taking place, and laws being passed. These are the visible parts of democracy, but very rarely do we stop to think about the institution that makes all this possible every single day, session after session, year after year. That institution is the Legislative Secretariat. Legislative Secretariats derive its authority not from the executive instructions, but from the Constitution and the House itself. Officers of the Secretariat serve the House, the presiding officer, and members collectively, not the government of the day. As mentioned in Practice and Procedure of Parliament, parliamentary institutions evolved not only through formal amendments, but through rulings, conventions, and practices refined over time. The Secretariat does not speak in the House. It does not vote. It does not take political sides. Yet, parliamentary democracy cannot function without it. Many of the most lasting innovations in parliamentary functioning did not come from political confrontation or formal amendments of the rules. Innovations come quietly through institutional thinking and adaptation by the Secretariat. That is why legislative secretariats can rightly be called crucibles of innovations. To understand this role, we must first appreciate the unique constitutional and institutional position of legislative secretariats. Unlike executive departments, legislative secretariats serve the House as an institution. Its loyalty is not to the government of the day, but to the legislature, the presiding officer, and the House as a whole. Governments change, political majority shifts, House dissolve, but Secretariat continues. It carries forward procedures, precedents, and institutional memory. The Continuity is crucial. Parliamentary democracy does not run only on written rules. It also runs on customs, conventions, speakers' rulings, speakers' directions, and most importantly, on past precedents and conventions. These develop gradually over time. The Legislative Secretariat observes these developments, records them, refines them, and convert them into accepted practice. Innovation therefore begins not as disruption but as problem solving within constitutional limits. Innovation in legislative functioning is rarely dramatic. It does not announce itself with slogans or reform packages. Instead, it arises quietly when existing procedures prove inadequate. A question may arise for which the rules provide no clear answer. A new political situation may demand a balance between urgency and order. A technological change may require rethinking long-established practices. Each such moment places the Secretariat of the legislative body at the center of decision-making. At this stage, let me share some important innovations introduced in the Lok Sabha. And these illustrations demonstrate how Secretariat-led thinking has contributed to the evolution of parliamentary practice. A classic illustration of this process is zero hour. In Lok Sabha and in many state legislatures, zero hour does not find a place in the rule book, yet it has become one of the most powerful and recognizable parliamentary devices. Its legitimacy flows not from codified rules, but from consistent practice regulated by Speaker on the advice and administrative support of the Secretariat. In Assam, this innovation has taken a slightly different institutional form. Zero hour is provided for not in the rules of procedure, but in the directions by the Speaker. This illustrates how similar parliamentary needs can be addressed through different institutional instruments, with the Secretariat playing a key role in stabilizing practice. Another significant area of innovation relates to limits of parliamentary devices. For a long period, while the rules prescribing limits or number of questions a member could submit, there is a limit, but there was no limit either under the rules or under the directions by the Speaker on the number of cut motions, amendments to the motion of thanks or private members' bills that a member could introduce during a session. This led to a situation where thousands of notices of cut motions and amendments to motion of thanks were submitted. Although constitutionally permissible, this practice imposed severe pressure on the Secretariat, which had to process these notices within very limited time, often overnight. The quality of drafting and scrutiny inevitably suffered. Recognizing this, a proposal emerged from within the Lok Sabha Secretariat that some logic which justified limits on questions should also apply to cut motions, amendments to motion of thanks and private members' bills. The innovation here is crucial. The Secretariat did not challenge members' rights. It sought to structure their exercise in the interest of institutional quality. Then Speaker Srimati Sumitra Mahajan Madam accepted this reasoning. Consequently, the directions by the Speaker were amended, introducing limits on number of cut motions, number of amendments to the motion of thanks, number of private members' bills per member per session. This reform did not require a constitutional amendment or even a rule change by the House. It was achieved through Speaker's direction, a classic example of innovation operating in the interstitial space between rules and practice. A particular instructive example of innovation relates to cut motions to demands for grants. Earlier in Lok Sabha, cut motions were admitted only in respect of those demands for grants which were selected for discussions. Sri Gurudas Dasgupta, a senior member of parliament, raised a constitutional issue in this regard. He not only raised a matter in the House but also addressed a detailed letter asserting that members have a constitutional right to move cut motions even in respect of demands not selected for discussion. This intervention triggered a detailed institutional examination by the Lok Sabha Secretariat. The issue was not political, it was constitutional and procedural. After examining constitutional provisions, precedents, and comparative practices, the Secretariat advised that cut motions to outstanding demands should also be permitted. This suggestion was accepted by the then Speaker, Srimati Meera Kumar Madam, and she made a historic ruling to this effect in the Lok Sabha itself. This marked a significant expansion of members' financial control over the executives. However, it also raised a procedural question regarding the manner and timing of moving such cut motions. Initially, an interim practice evolved. The Speaker made an announcement before question hour requesting members who wished to move cut motions to outstanding demands immediately before the time appointed for guillotine to send slips to the table indicating the serial number of the cut motion and the concerned demand for grant. This practice was linked to the concept of guillotine, that is the time appointed by the Speaker in consultation with the Business Advisory Committee when all outstanding demands for grants are put to the vote of the House without discussion. It is well established that only a limited number of demands, usually 4 or 5, are selected for discussion, while the remaining demands are voted upon together at the appointed time. Over time, practice evolved further, and it was decided that cut motions related to outstanding demands would be announced by the Speaker as stated to have been moved and disposed of before the guillotine. The entire process of evolution from prohibition to admission to streamlined disposal illustrates innovation as a process, not an event. A similar institutional trajectory can be seen in the insertion of Rule 374A in the Lok Sabha rules. Faced with persistent disorder and limitations of existing disciplinary provisions, the late Sri V.K. Sharmaji, then Joint Secretary, conceptualized a rule empowering the Speaker to automatically suspend members who rush into the well. This was not an executive initiative. It was an institutional response developed within the Secretariat, examined by the Rules Committee, and finally adopted by the House. Today, Rule 374A stands as a powerful illustration of how procedural innovation strengthens the authority of the chair and dignity of the House. Another important procedural refinement relates to notices opposing the introduction of bills. Earlier, members were permitted to give notice of intention to oppose the introduction of a bill, but there was no requirement to state the grounds of objection. On the suggestion of the Secretariat, amendments to Rule 72 of Lok Sabha Rules of Procedure was accepted by the then Rules Committee, headed by then Speaker, late Sri Somnath Chatterjee ji, thereby requiring members to specify the grounds of objections in the notice itself. This enabled the concerned minister to come prepared with a response, thereby improving the quality of debate. This again illustrates how Secretariat intervention can enhance parliamentary deliberation. Innovation is equally evident in the development of parliamentary devices such as short duration discussion. The evolution of the short duration discussion in Lok Sabha under Rule 193 provides another classic example. Before 1953, there was no provision in the rules to raise discussion on the matter of urgent public importance except by way of a resolution or an adjournment motions. Members frequently resorted to adjournment motions even for relatively small or localized issues. Since an adjournment motion is in the nature of a censure motion against the government, this practice was found institutionally inappropriate in a parliamentary democracy. To address this difficulty, a convention developed in the Lok Sabha in March 1953, allowing members to raise discussion on matters of urgent public importance without a formal motion or vote. This convention later found place in the rules as Rules 193 to 196. Thus, Rule 193 represents an innovation born out of practical necessity, balancing members' right to raise urgent matters with the need to preserve the gravity of adjournment motions. Innovation is also evident in the committee system. particularly in the separation of Committee on Subordinate Legislation from the Committee on Papers laid on the table. Experience showed that scrutiny of delegated legislation requires specialized examination. Rules, regulations, bylaws, and orders made under delegated authority needed to be examined not merely for timely laying, but to ensure that they were within the scope of the Parent Act, did not involve retrospective operation, and did not encroach upon legislative authority. This led to the creation of a separate Committee on Subordinate Legislation, supported extensively by the Secretariat. The structural innovation strengthened legislative control over executive rulemaking.
Shri Rajiv ji,
Sir.
since you have spoken for more than 10 minutes now, and there are 8-9 speakers left, it's a very important thing that you have raised, because most of us were generally talking about technological innovation, but you have brought in the procedural aspect, which is very important. And since you have a prepared text, I would encourage you to make copies. I will request UP Legislative Assembly Principal Secretary to see if copies can be made and circulated, because this is very important, and the way you are presenting it also very succinctly brings out the background and the perspective why this had to be done. So,
Sir, I'll be concluding in 2 minutes.
Sorry?
I'll be concluding in 2 minutes, sir.
You'll conclude it too? Okay.
Yes, sir. In Assam Legislative Assembly, innovation has taken an even more distinctive form through the Act Implementation Committee, a committee mandated to examine how laws passed by the Assembly are actually implemented on the ground. This committee goes beyond the traditional legislative scrutiny and enters the domain of post-legislative oversight, making it a unique institutional innovation among Indian state legislatures. Another important domain of innovation is legislative scrutiny and drafting support. Technology has further transformed procedures. With NEVA, notices are now submitted electronically, improving efficiency, transparency, and record keeping. At this point, it is necessary to address the issue of independence of legislative secretariats, but due to paucity of time, I am skipping that thing. I am coming to the last part. The experience of the Assam Legislative Assembly reaffirms the central theme of this lecture: legislative vitality depends not only on political debate but on institutional imagination. The Secretariat, through its continuity, neutrality, and professional expertise, plays a decisive role in nurturing this imagination. As the Assam Legislative Assembly continues to evolve, the challenge before the Secretariats is to remain anchored in constitutional principles while remaining open to innovations, learning from Parliament and other state legislatures, yet crafting solutions suited to Assam's unique legislative context. In doing so, the Assam Legislative Assembly Secretariat will continue to exemplify how democratic institutions grow stronger through quiet, thoughtful, and sustained innovations. I thank all of you for giving me the opportunity, and especially to the President, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. It was a very well conceived presentation that you have made. Since we have almost, I think, 8 speakers left, and we have to conclude, I think, by 1:15. Yeah, 1:15. Yes. So, if I could request the remaining speakers to confine their presentation to not more than 5 minutes, please. May I now invite Dr. V. Narasimha Charyuluji, Secretary, Telangana Legislative Council.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries present here. Honorable Secretary General Rajya Sabha, Honorable Secretary General Lok Sabha, and also Chairperson Conference of today's Secretaries of Legislative Bodies in India, the respected Principal Secretary, Uttar Pradesh Legislative Council, the respected Principal Secretary, Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly, fellow Principal Secretaries, Secretaries of Legislative Bodies in India, the officers of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha Secretaries, and other delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It's a proud honor to be with you today in the historic city of Lucknow, a city known for its tehzeeb, that is culture, and now increasingly for its technique, that is technology. As we gather for the 62nd conference of Secretaries of Legislative Bodies, we find ourselves as a pivotal moment in the history of Indian democracy. The topic before us today is Secretariats of Legislative Bodies as crucibles of innovations. It is not just a theoretical concept, it is our lived reality. Traditionally, secretariats were seen as repositories of rules and institutional memory, but today the wind of change has transformed these back offices into dynamic laboratories where modern governance is being redefined. The legislative secretariats are quite engines behind our parliaments and assemblies. We manage sessions, advise lawmakers, and keep the wheels of debate turning smoothly. But in today's fast-changing world, with the digital revolutions, climate challenges, and a young population demanding quick solutions to their grievances, we cannot stick to old ways. Our secretariats must become crucibles of innovation, places where creativity bubbles up, challenges are met head-on, and new ideas emerge stronger. Legislative secretariats are often described as the backbone of legislatures. They work away from the public eye, yet their role is vital. They assist the presiding officers, that is, Honorable Chairman and Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, manage proceedings, ensure compliance with rules, preserve records, and uphold the dignity of the House. However, today's secretariats are not merely administrative units. They are evolving into centers of innovation, adapting to changing times, new technologies, and raising public expectations. In this sense, secretariats have truly become crucibles, places where new ideas are tested, redefined, and transformed into practical solutions that improve legislative functioning. The meaning of innovation in legislative secretariats. Innovation does not always mean large or expensive changes. Often, innovation means doing things better, faster, and more transparently. In legislative secretariats, innovation may include simplifying procedures, using technology wisely, improving access to information, supporting members from effectively, making legislatures more open to citizens. The aim of innovation is not change for its own sake, but better service to democracy. Digital transformation and technology. One of the most visible areas of innovation in recent years has been digital transformation. Across India, legislative secretariats have introduced VIDHAN systems, paperless sessions, digital notice submissions, online committee meetings, electronic voting, and attendance systems. These innovations have saved time, reduced costs, and improved efficiency. More importantly, they have helped legislatures continue their work even during challenging times, such as we experienced last 5 years back during the COVID-19 pandemic. Digitization of records, archives, and debates have also improved institutional memory and enabled easier research for members, scholars, and citizens, and whoever desires. Enhancing support to members of legislatures. Another important area of innovation is member support service. Today's legislators face complex issues related to governance, economy, environment, technology, and social justice. Legislative secretariats have responded by strengthening research and reference services, providing issue briefs and background notes, organizing capacity building programs, offering orientation for new members. Some secretariats have established legislative research units and training cells, ensuring that members are well informed and confident while participating in debates and committee meetings. Such innovations improve the quality of lawmaking and deepen democratic deliberations. Committee system and procedural innovations. Legislative committees are essential instruments of detailed scrutiny and accountability. Secretariats play a crucial role in supporting committees. Innovations in this area include better scheduling and tracking of committee work, digital submission of evidence and reports, live streaming or public access to committee information, follow-up mechanisms and recommendations. By strengthening committee support systems, secretariats ensure that legislative oversight becomes more effective and meaningful. Transparency, accessibility, and citizen engagement. Modern democracy requires legislatures to be open, transparent, and accessible. Legislative secretariats have introduced many innovations to bring citizens closer to legislatures, such as official websites and real-time information, live telecast and web streaming of proceedings, publication of questions, answers, and debates online, public outreach programs, and guided tours. Some secretariats have also adopted social media platforms to share accurate information and counter misinformation. These efforts help build public trust and promote democratic awareness, especially among youth. Human resource development and work culture. Innovation is not possible without motivated and skilled human resources. Legislative secretariats across the country have focused on continuous training of officers and staff, exposure to best practices in other legislatures, encouraging teamwork and professional ethics, promoting leadership and responsibility. A culture that encourages learning, initiative, and problem solving transforms legislature secretariats into living institutions capable of innovation. Preserving traditions while embracing change. While we speak of innovation, it is equally important to respect the rich traditions and conventions of our legislatures. Secretariats act as a custodians of parliamentary customs, procedural precedents, institutional dignity. The challenge before us is to balance tradition with transformation, to modernize without losing the core value of parliamentary democracy. True innovations respect the past while preparing for the future. Collaboration and sharing of best practices. No secretariat works in isolation. Platforms like this conference provide valuable opportunities to share experiences, learn from innovations in other states and state legislatures and parliament, discuss challenges and solutions, build professional networks. Though collective learning and cooperation, legislative secretariats can grow stronger together. Future vision. Looking ahead, legislative secretariats must prepare for artificial intelligence assisted research, advanced data management systems, greater citizen participation, higher expectations of transparency and accountability. To meet these challenges, secretariats must remain adaptive, creative, and committed to democratic values. In conclusion, I submit the legislative secretariats are not merely support structures. They are dynamic institutions shaping the efficiency, credibility, and effectiveness of legislatures. A crucibles of innovation, they quietly transform ideas into systems, procedures into practices, and challenges into opportunities. Let us recognize, encourage, and strengthen these institutions so that they continue to serve democracy with integrity, professionalism, and vision. I thank the organizers for selecting this meaningful theme and for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts with all of you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Narasimhacharyulu. And now, may I invite Secretary Telangana Legislative Assembly, Shri Dedla Tirupati ji. I also welcome him to the presiding Secretary General's conference. I think this is your first time, so welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. Respected Chairman of this 62nd Conference of Secretaries of Legislative Bodies in India, respected Secretary General Rajya Sabha, respected Principal Secretary, Legislative Assembly, Pradeep Kumar Dubey sir, and respected Secretary, Principal Secretary, Uttar Pradesh Legislative Council, and Principal Secretaries, Secretaries of State Legislatures, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I have the great privilege and honor to participate in this 62nd conference hosted in the historic city of Lucknow, a city that reflects constitutional values, democratic traditions, and rich cultural heritage. I sincerely thank Uttar Pradesh Legislative Secretariat for their warm hospitality and excellent arrangements made to us, which made us comfortable. This is my first conference within a span of less than a month. I was previously a district judge and later joined in this as Secretary, State Legislature. The theme of this conference, Secretaries of Legislative Bodies as Crucibles of Innovation, is both timely and transformative. It recognizes that legislature secretariats are no longer mere administrative back offices, but dynamic institutions that shape the efficiency, transparency, and credibility of democratic governance. Traditionally, secretaries were viewed primarily as procedural custodians and constitutional advisors. While these responsibilities remain fundamental, the contemporary democratic environment demands much more. Today, secretaries operate at the intersection of constitutional mandates, technological advancement, and rising public expectations. We are not only guardians of rules and conventions, but also enablers of reform, modernization, and institutional innovation. In this sense, legislature secretariats truly function as crucibles where ideas are tested, refined, and transformed into systems that strengthen parliamentary democracy. Innovation in legislature secretariats does not always imply radical disruption. Often, it involves incremental yet meaningful improvements that enhance efficiency, accessibility, and inclusiveness. Key areas where secretariats can champion innovation include digitization, legislative business through e-notice systems, digital question-hour platforms, and paperless sessions, modern committee management systems for real-time tracking of reports and follow-up actions, data-driven tools to improve time management and session productivity. In Telangana legislature secretariats, innovation is being pursued with a strong focus on efficiency and responsiveness. Depending on the importance of legislative business, the House has conducted extended and late-night sittings demonstrating collective commitment to meaningful deliberation and timely passage of important bills. Further, legislative business is increasingly clustered thematically, enabling focused discussions, better scrutiny, and more coherent decision-making. These practices reflect an evolving legislative culture where time, technology, and procedure are aligned with public interest. At the same time, we are gradually integrating digital workflows while ensuring that honorable members receive adequate training and technical support. Innovation must always be inclusive, member-centric, and facilitative. Technology should be viewed as an enabler of democracy, not as a substitute for deliberation. Tools such as artificial intelligence, data analytics, and digital platforms can assist in providing accurate legislative research, strengthening archival systems, and expanding public access to debates, questions, and committee reports. However, innovation must be guided by constitutional values, data security, procedural sanctity, and legislative privilege. The human element, wisdom, neutrality, discretion, and experience remains irreplaceable. In this context, the Indian Parliament has taken commendable steps in adopting artificial intelligence, setting valuable benchmarks for state legislatures. The Lok Sabha Secretariat has introduced AI-powered initiatives such as Sampark Se Samadhan chatbot to address members' queries. The National E-VIDHAN application (EVA) has enabled end-to-end digitization of legislative workflows, fostering a paperless ecosystem. AI-based transcription system now transcribe proceedings in real time and support regional languages. Nearly 18,000 hours of House proceedings since 1992 are being digitized using artificial intelligence, significantly strengthening institutional memory. These initiatives have enhanced productivity, transparency, accountability, and citizen engagement, reflecting Parliament's commitment to technology-driven and inclusive governance. Inspired by these national efforts, the Telangana Legislature Secretariat is prepared to adopt emerging technologies in a calibrated and responsible manner. We are exploring artificial intelligence to strengthen decision support systems, research capabilities, information management, and public outreach. This journey is not merely about modernization. It is about improving legislative effectiveness and service to citizens. Our objective is to position Telangana as a forward-looking legislature that leverages innovation for good governance. And our Rising Telangana 2047 is the concept being taken up by the government of Telangana. And to achieve this target, we are also planning to expand and use digitization of assembly. The journey is not merely about modernization. It is about improving legislative effectiveness and service to the citizens. Our objective is to position Telangana as a forward-looking legislature that leverages innovation for good governance, capacity building, and institutional learning. No innovation can succeed without sustained capacity building. Legislature secretariats must invest in continuous training of officers and staff, encourage inter-legislature knowledge sharing through platforms like this conference, and systematically document innovations to foster institutional learning. I would also suggest the creation of National Repository of Legislative Innovations, where secretariats can share case studies, digital solutions, and reform initiatives. This would reduce duplication of effort and accelerate collective progress. One of the most delicate responsibilities of a secretary is to serve as a neutral constitutional advisor while acting as change manager. Innovation often encounters resistance rooted in tradition or unfamiliarity. Our role is to build consensus, pilot reforms before scaling them up, and ensure that innovation strengthens rather than dilutes legislative scrutiny and debate. The trust earned through integrity, professionalism, and impartiality remains our greatest asset in driving reform. In the digital age, citizens expect legislature secretariats to be open, accessible, and responsive. Secretariats can enhance transparency by expanding live telecasts and web streaming, publishing user-friendly legislative summaries, and facilitating structured engagement with students, researchers, and civil society. While pursuing innovation, ethics and integrity must remain central. All reforms must be transparent, inclusive, non-partisan, and aligned with constitutional principles. Innovation guided by ethics strengthens institutions. As we look ahead, we may collectively aim to adopt phased and standardized digital transformation, strengthen collaboration between Parliament and state legislature secretariats, encourage young officers to contribute innovative ideas, and to preserve legislative traditions while embracing modernization. Though our legislative secretariats may differ in structure and scale, our mission is shared to uphold the dignity, efficiency, and effectiveness of legislative institutions. In conclusion, secretaries of legislative bodies are not merely administrators of rules, but architects of institutional resilience. As crucibles of innovation, we must blend tradition with transformation and procedure with progress. May this conference inspire collective action and renewed commitment. I once again thank the host, Uttar Pradesh Legislative Secretariat, and wish the conference every success. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai Telangana.
Thank you, Sri Tirupati ji, for your maiden intervention. The point that you raised about creating repository, this one nation, one legislative platform is precisely that. And if all our websites and all the information is uploaded on your website, then it will become a national, it will become nationally available. So we are working in that direction, and I think all of us can take note of that. Now, may I request Sri Ranjit Singh, Secretary, Delhi Vidhan Sabha, to make his remarks.
Honorable Chairperson of the Conference and Secretary General of Lok Sabha, Sri Apal Kumar Singh, Honorable Secretary General of Rajya Sabha, Sri P.C. Modi, respected Principal Secretary UP Legislative Assembly, Sri Pradeep Kumar Dubey, respected Principal Secretary of UP Legislative Council, esteemed Secretaries of all the states, Legislative Assemblies and Councils, and all respective delegates. It's my privilege to speak today on the topic Secretaries of Legislative Bodies as Crucible of Innovations. This topic is extremely important for understanding how democratic institutions function beyond what we see in public debates and political discussions. In a democratic system, the legislature is the main law-making body, but the success of the legislature does not depend only on the elected members. Behind the scene, Legislative Secretariat play a very important role. They provide administrative help, procedural guidance, and knowledge support that allow legislatures to work smoothly, fairly, and efficiently. In today's time, when governance is becoming more complex and technology is changing fast, legislative secretaries are also becoming centers of innovation. They are helping legislatures modernize and respond better to public needs. Legislative secretariats are the backbone of day-to-day legislative functioning. They support the House, its committees, the Speaker or Chairperson, and all members. Their work includes preparing session schedules, receiving notices, managing attendance and records, arranging debates, and handling many logistical tasks. Without this continuous support, the legislature would find it difficult to work in an orderly and disciplined manner. The Secretariat also protects the Constitution, rules of procedure, and parliamentary traditions. It advises presiding officers and members on how rules should be applied. This helps maintain discipline, fairness, and respect inside the House and ensure that democratic values are followed. Secretariats help legislators at every stage of lawmaking. They assist in drafting bills, amendments, and resolutions, and provide legal and technical advice. This ensures that laws are clear, correct, and well structured. Legislative committees depends heavily on secretariats. Secretariat staff prepare background note, collect data, arrange meetings, coordinate with experts, and draft committee reports. This professional support improves the quality of law and strengthens oversight over the executive. Elected members change after elections, but the Secretariat remains permanent. It keeps records of debates, decisions, committee reports, and past practices. This institutional memory provides continuity and helps new members understand how the legislature works. Secretariats also promote transparency. They publish questions, answers, debates, and committee reports. Through live telecast, websites, and digital archives, citizens can easily follow legislative work. This openness builds public trust in democratic institutions. Legislative secretariats do not have political power. They do not have law or decide policies, and they do not have political mandate. They work under the authority of the Speaker or Chairperson and remain neutral and non-partisan. However, they have a strong functional influence. Their understanding of rules affects how questions, motions, and debates are handled. Their control over records, research, and documentation gives them technical importance. Because they are everlasting, they provide experience and stability. In this way, Secretariat supports democracy without becoming political power centers. To meet modern needs, legislative secretariats have adopted many new practices. Digital systems such as e-office, paperless sessions, and electronic sharing of documents have improved speed and accuracy. Virtual and hybrid committee meetings allow work to continue during disruptions and make it easier for experts to participate. Research units now provide data-based analysis and comparative studies. Some secretariats have used artificial intelligence for translation, document management, and summarizing debates. Public participation has increased through live telecast, live webcasts, online question system, e-petitions, mobile apps, and social media. Training programs, partnerships with universities, and learning from global best practices have improved staff skills. Many secretariats have also adopted eco-friendly practices like reducing paper use and saving energy. To truly become centers of innovation, legislative secretariats must change their working culture. Innovation should be a regular and continuous process, not a one-time reform. Strong leadership from the speaker, chairperson, and senior officials is essential. When leaders encourage new ideas and support experimentation, staff feel confident to suggest improvements. Secretariats need functional freedom to redesign processes and test new systems along with clear accountability. Regular training in technology, research, data analysis, and policy study helps staff develop innovative thinking. Technology should be used as a tool to solve problems, not just to copy old processes in digital form. Staff involvement in designing systems ensure better use and acceptance. Creating research and innovation units inside secretariats helps generate new ideas. Cooperation with universities, think tanks, and civil society bring fresh knowledge. Recognizing and rewarding innovative work motivates the staff and builds ownership. Regular feedback from legislators and citizens ensures that innovation remains useful and people-focused. Pilot projects and learning from mistakes help secretariats improve continuously. In India, legislative secretariats at the parliament and state levels have taken important steps towards innovation. The Librarians of the Indian Parliament provides research notes and background material to members of parliament, helping informed lawmaking. The Digital Sansad initiative gives MPs digital access to legislative business and documents. At the state level, VIDHAN, NEVA, has helped many assemblies digitize notices, questions, bills, and committee works. Many states like Himachal Pradesh, Odisha, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Delhi have promoted paperless functioning and digital sessions. The Delhi Legislative Assembly Secretariat has adopted online system for questions, debates, and various notices, along with live webcasting and digital archives. These steps have improved transparency, efficiency, and public access. Training by the Bureau of Parliamentary Studies and Training, BPST, has strengthened staff skills across legislatures. Use of AI-based translation and transcription tools has helped manage multilingual debates. Citizen engagements has improved through websites, e-petitions, social media, and public consultations. Many reforms were first tested as pilot project and later expanded, showing a strong culture of learning. In conclusion, legislative secretariats are silent yet powerful supporters of democracy. They may not hold political authority, but they exercise a strong administrative, procedural, and intellectual influence. When compared with vision, skills, technology, and a culture of learning, legislative secretariats become true centers of innovation. They strengthen legislature, improve governance, and help democracy respond better to the needs of the people. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shri Ranjit Singh ji, for giving such an optimistic view about the task that we perform. May I now request Shri Manoj Kumar Pandit, Secretary JNK Legislative Assembly.
Respected Secretary General Lok Sabha, Shri Utpal Kumar Singh ji, Secretary General Rajya Sabha, Shri PC Modi ji, Principal Secretary Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly, Shri Pradeep Kumar Dubey ji, Principal Secretary, UP Legislative Council, Shri Rajesh Singh Ji, Principal Secretaries, Secretaries of different state legislatures, and the officers of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha Secretariat present here. Good afternoon and Happy New Year to all. It is a matter of immense pride and privilege to speak on a very important topic today, Secretariats of legislative bodies as crucibles of innovation. We all know that when we think of legislatures, our mind naturally turns to elected representatives debating policies and passing laws. Yet behind this visible democratic institution stands a quiet and indispensable institution, the Secretariat of legislative bodies, often unseen and rarely celebrated. These secretariats are today emerging as true crucibles of innovation, shaping the effectiveness, credibility, and future of our democratic institution. The legislative secretariats serve as custodian of constitutional values, parliamentary traditions, institutional memory. Unlike political leadership, which changes periodically, the secretariat remains constant, provides continuity, professionalism, procedural expertise, and carry forward institutional memory and best practice. This unique position enables it to innovate while preserving the sanctity of parliamentary democracy. One of the most visible areas of innovation has been digital transformation. The Parliament of India and most of the state legislatures have adopted VIDHAN, paperless legislative systems, digital question management, online committee platforms, and live telecast of proceedings. These initiatives, implemented by legislative secretariats, have enhanced transparency, efficiency, and public engagement. The legislative secretariats have pioneered innovation in capacity building and training, orientation programs of newly elected members, workshop on parliamentary procedures, and exposure to international best practice are regularly organized. These initiatives help members perform their constitutional roles and more effectively regardless of political affiliation. Another critical area of innovation lies in ethical governance and accountability. Secretariats play a key role in implementing rules relating to members' conduct, transparency mechanisms, and committee oversight. By ensuring neutrality and procedural fairness, they reinforce public trust in democratic institutions. What truly makes secretariats of legislative bodies as crucibles of innovation is their ability to balance between ancient parliamentary traditions with modern governance needs. Rooted in our Constitution and inspired by democratic ideals, they quietly reform process, adopt technology, and improve system without compromising institutional dignity. In conclusion, the secretariats of legislative bodies in India is not merely an administrative support, it is a silent innovator, a stabilizing force, and a guardian of democracy. Strengthening these institutions means strengthening Indian democracy itself. The future of democratic governance depends not only on visionary leadership, but also on strong, empowered, and innovative legislative secretariats. Sir, our first UT Legislative Assembly has been constituted last year, and during this last year, we have initiated some reformative steps. All official work is being done through e-office mode without any use of paper. All human resource data has been computerized. All payments, whether salary of honorable members or employees or any other payments, are being released digitally. Attendance of employees is being monitored through online mode by marking attendance on mobile. We are planning to extend it to honorable members as well. We have official website, we have official WhatsApp group, and we upload all information related to honorable members pertaining to bills, any business on this WhatsApp group, as well as email and through uploading website as well. Sir, we have an updated website, we have recently updated it. Last but not least, I extend my sincere gratitude to the host state government, Honorable Chairman, Honorable Speaker, Principal Secretaries of UP Legislature for the excellent arrangements put in place for all the delegates. The meticulous planning, gracious hospitality extended will definitely contribute to the smooth and productive deliberations during the entire conference. I once again convey my sincere thanks to Shri Pradeep Kumar Dubey ji and his team of officers. The arrangements made reflects your high standards of professionalism and administrative commitment. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Shri Manoj Kumar ji. Today I realize how difficult it is for presiding officers to conclude proceedings within the time. We still have three secretaries. We just about have 10 minutes. We have exceeded our time by 5 minutes, but since we have three speakers, may I just request you to confine yourself to the innovation that you have done. See, many general things we already know, and that need not be repeated again and again. Just focus on the innovation so that all of us can benefit from whatever that you are doing. Shri Satyabrata Rao, Secretary, Odisha Assembly, may I now invite you to make your presentation, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I don't want to take much time. I will simply finish within 5 minutes. I have already distributed my written speech. Sir, first of all, sir, Happy New Year to all, sir. And may this New Year bring health, happiness and greater success to all our democratic institutions. It is a great pleasure for me to speak before this August House at this 62nd Conference of Secretaries of Legislative Bodies in this beautiful city of Lucknow. Sir, yesterday we were overwhelmed by the warm reception received from the particular UP Assembly Secretariat staff and other things. And sir, I am really thankful to Secretary General Lok Sabha, Shri Utpal Kumar Singh ji, Secretary General Rajya Sabha, Shri P.C. Modi ji, Principal Secretary Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly Dubey ji, and Principal Secretary Legislative Council Singh ji for their wonderful hospitality. Just I want to say one thing, sir. This topic, Secretariat of Legislative Bodies are as crucible of innovations. A crucible melts and shapes metal into something strong and useful. In the same way, we secretaries face many challenges and turn them into new ideas that make our assemblies better, more open and closer to people. Sir, I don't want to say anything regarding this. I just want to say very few innovations that we have made. Sir, we are one of the first states who have implemented national VIDHAN application in 2021. Now we are, with the help of Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs and NIC, sir, constantly we are getting all help from their financial assistance and everything, and they are providing training. We are in the way to become 100% paperless and digitization. Just one example I will say, sir, before the 6 months, 7 months back, we were printing 24, 28 sets of questions and bills, everything. But now we are just printing 3 sets. One for reference, one to members, and one to this minister, concerned minister. So, sir, that use of paper has been reduced to a great extent, sir. So, it is one of the, we are trying to make it complete paperless, sir, within, say, within 1 year, sir. But since the member has asked the question, we have to give a reply to him. That's why we are doing it. And now the tablet and everything, they are doing well. So, sir, another thing is ki for our achievement also, we got the e-governance award for excellence from our state government. Our state assembly got it because of our innovation in NEVA. We have a wonderful team of NIC people who are helping us. We know we don't have that expertise in computers and other things. So we have deputed some of the NIC people, and because of them, sir, that is one of the biggest, sir. And not only in, sir, this NEVA, we are also digitizing the entire assembly, library, then documents, everything, sir. After 2-3 years, we will be able to integrate it. We are following, sir, like your digital Samsad, sir. We are going there, meeting your officials and others. So we are trying to make it 100% digitization so that everything, live streaming and everything will come out. So that is, I think, one of our biggest innovations. Sir, second is, sir, we know, sir, there are, what you told, sir, just before, some of the old data are not able to be digitized. We got, because Odisha state came 1936, before that it was with Bihar Assembly, and also some of the portions were with Andhra. So we are trying to collect from Bihar, but Bihar government gave us all these data. We are trying to collect from some Chennai and Andhra also, sir, so that we will have all those digital data and digitize it, and it will be helpful. So we have engaged a few of the that professors, retired professors, so they are doing it, and we are also publishing every year data. We are also publishing and we are keeping it, and we are also digitizing it. If you sir need, we will give every copy to all the states and also to Parliament, sir. Then, sir, another thing is, sir, we believe in this committee system. We have, sir, improved our committee system to a great extent. We have 35 committee system every month. Within 15 days, every committee should sit, and sir, committees are also moving to different states. I am contacting different secretaries for the tour. I know, sir, today one of the committees there in Kerala, and they will be going to Bangalore 2-3 days next, sir. So that committee system, we have also digitized it, but we don't have that digital AI attendance for honorable MLAs, because MLAs have refused. But we have made it biometric attendance. So, sir, biometric attendance also, it is compulsory, because previously when you have that hard copy registers, one MLA will come in 10 days and he will put up all the signatures. But biometric में तो आपको सर आना पड़ेगा, और अंदर ही biometric रखा है, तो आपको बैठ कर देना पड़ेगा. And we have done one thing, so if you open the NEVA inside the house, automatically attendance will come out. That as Parliament has developed for us. So that's why most of the members are using NEVA inside the house. And sir, all our office works are done online mode. We have our OSWA system, PAR, HRMS, leave accounts, everything is on these things. So sir, actually on digitization, we are following with NIC people, and what the NIC people have done for other states and Parliament, we are trying to just copy them and do it in our own state. But we sometimes need some funds and other things. But I think, sir, we will do it in a staged way. That is one thing. Sir, just I will say one thing, sir, with Pride, sir, of Lok Sabha, they had come with us for 40 foreign delegates, sir, MPs, they have met you, sir. So we had a good exposure visit in Odisha like this. All the foreign delegates, they were all like foreign delegates of different assemblies, sir. So they were, some secretaries were there, some MPs were there. They told their own stories of their assemblies, Sri Lanka, Mozambique, other countries, sir. They are there from the Parliament team. So, sir, my suggestion is some of the secretaries of this of the states should also have a exposure visit. Let Parliament organize it, and if budget do not have from Parliament, sir, let it be given by their respective states, so that some of the state secretaries can also see their experience. Because I heard a lot of things from Sri Lanka delegates, sir. The Sri Lanka secretary has come. She is a young officer of that Sri Lanka service, administrative service. But she knows major than us, sir. So that kind of things is needed, sir. Another thing is, sir, just I take 1 minute, sir. We need, sir, more interaction among state assemblies, sir. That is also essential. This kind of seminar and workshop should continue at least twice in 1 year, sir, not 1 or 2 years, because we learn many things, sir. Because there is a saying, sir, man is a comparing animal. We learn from others, sir. We see whatever I saw in Bombay, sir, from Bhule Sahab, we just imitated it and did everything in Bhubaneswar conference. So, sir, we learn many things. This is a learning process for us, sir. Then, sir, another thing, sir, there should be a common, these things are common, pay structure and staff pattern should be common for all the assemblies. Because, sir, I saw, because different assemblies, they have different structures, pay structures and others. So if they, nahi ho sakta. Nahi, because it is, because we are going on the way to one nation, one platform, na? One
Some
parliament.
of these matters we can discuss over lunch also.
Yes, sir. Then, sir, interaction of committees, sir. We need interaction of committees, sir. More and more interaction of committees, sir, should come, and they can learn many things from their other states also. Because whatever our committees are going there, they are learning all the experiences. Haryana committee came, we learned not lot of them from their sports activities. They are the best in sports, sir. Sir, that much I don't want to take much time, sir.
Thank you, Sri Rao. About exposure, very quick point. With the CPA conference, you are allowed to travel to 3 countries. And essentially the purpose is that you visit those countries and go to their parliaments, meet with their legislators. So in a year, if you are getting exposure to at least 3 parliaments, national parliaments, I think that's a very good opportunity rather. So make use of that opportunity. Can I now request Sri J. Dayalen, Secretary, Puducherry Legislative Assembly.
Respected dignitaries on dais and honorable my dear colleagues, good afternoon to all. Crucibles of innovation may be referred to the intense, often high-pressure environment or transformative experiences where breakthrough ideas and resilient leadership are forged. Much like a scientific crucible, a vessel used to heat substances to extreme temperatures to trigger a chemical change, we, the legislature secretariats, are crucibles who withstand the heat, friction, and resistance in the process of transforming potential into significant processes. The success of a legislature is shaped not only by just knowledge and experience, but by intense and often unplanned, unexpected experience that forces us to examine our values, procedures, customary practices, and to adopt or adapt. We build the ability for adaptive capacity from unfavorable events and learn from them. Innovations are often driven by serious requirements, urgent requirements, and some discomforts, which forces us relentless cycles of testing and failure until a better reality is materialized. The key element of a successful innovation is the ability to critically work continuously even in situations of unfavorable environment which we all face. We learn often from the crisis-driven environments, like how we conducted the legislatures and parliament in the pandemic situations like COVID-19, which forced us for rapid adoption of latest technologies like e-governance, e-office, and NEVA, etc. Legislature secretariats innovate to bring legislatures closer to citizens and increasing public trust by open data publishing, organizing records in digital mode, letting the public know the status of bills in our websites, making them accessible to public. Now, in some legislatures and parliaments of some countries, citizens are allowed to submit comments on proposed legislatures directly, which are analyzed using digital technology. Legislative research and data analysis by the legislative secretariats enable the public to know the performance of the legislators, and it instigates the legislators to perform better in a more responsible manner, adopting new flexible procedures and technologies with the enthusiastic actions taken by the secretariats. The challenges we may face in future are the legacy procedures which may be outdated and resistance of change, and carefully using the AI tools, which I believe we would be able to overcome and come out with success. Before I conclude, I thank for giving this opportunity, and I feel especially proud to participate in this grand memorable event, for the reason being, in this August event, my grandfather's brother, Sri V. Annamala Nayakar, the then Deputy Speaker of Puducherry Representative Assembly, participated in the AAPOC, which was conducted in 1961, who could be seen in the photographs shared in the bulletin. He is standing second from the left. Once again, I thank for giving me an opportunity to speak before this August forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Dayalin, for your comments. May I now request the last speaker, Secretary Gujarat Vidhan Sabha, Sri Chetan Pandya ji, to make the presentation.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you. It's a privilege and an honor to address this August gathering on the theme Crucible of Innovation, Secretaries of Legislative Assemblies. So, Crucible is a place of transformation where endurance is tested, where refinement takes place and strength is forged. The legislative assemblies are living institutions, operate under constant public expectation, constitutional responsibility and rapid change. At the very heart of this process stand the secretaries of the legislative assemblies, quietly ensuring continuity, neutrality, and procedural integrity. As my fellow secretaries has already explained, the role of legislative secretary has evolved into 4 essential pillars. They are guardian of the constitutional values, neutral advisor to the chair, facilitator of legislative innovation, and stabilizing force in the moment of institutional challenge. Sir, as you said earlier, innovation in legislature is not merely about technology. It is about refining processes, strengthening institutions, and deepening public trust. In Gujarat, we have initiated some innovative process. We have already implemented NEVA in its true sense. Our state legislature is fully paperless. Many of our fellow secretaries has witnessed the live proceeding in this session at the Gujarat. We have Neva Seva Kendra, who is consistently addressing the capacity building of all the stakeholders, including MLAs, PAPS of MLAs, ministers, PAPS of ministers, civil secretariat and assembly secretariat. Gujarat is using a software for reporting purpose that is called GVRIS for transcription and debates. And entire process is electronic. E-book is published and is sent to members. We are not printing any debate book, sir. We are just printing it for our office purpose, not sending to the members. Sir, we have also a training bureau named on the first Lok Sabha Speaker, Sri G.V. Mavlankar, sir. And that training bureau is holding different training programs on different things when challenges are. Recently, we organized a drafting program for the legislature as well as for the civil department. Honorable Home Minister, sir, has delivered a guest lecture on that. We have also conducted a recent study of MLA employee ratio among the states, and Gujarat has the least ratio of MLA employees. We have a ratio of 0.8 only. Most of the states are above 1. Some states also having above 3 ratios, that 1 MLA and 3 employees. Sir, I make a suggestion that a capacity building workshop of the challenges of the year or of the day may be conducted at the Delhi with international or national topic. That is also helpful for the secretaries, or we can have a second cadre also. Joint Secretary Nabos may be invited there, and we can have for the capacity building purpose. Thank you, sir, and thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you for being very precise and raising all the points that were important for our conference. Thank you. We do not have too much time. and it was a very lively session. All of you had so much to contribute. I'm sorry that we could not give you more time, but hopefully next conference onwards, we'll try and keep some more time for this. Can I now request the Principal Secretary of the UP Legislative Council, Dr. Rajesh Singh ji, to make his comments.
अखिल भारतीय सचिवों के 62वें सम्मेलन के अवसर पर शेषावतार की पावन नगरी लखनऊ में पधारे राज्यसभा के महासचिव, लोकसभा के महासचिव एवं विभिन्न प्रदेशों के सचिवों, अधिकारियों तथा सभागार में उपस्थित समस्त गणमान्य महानुभावों का मैं हृदय की अतल गहराइयों से स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं और उन्हें धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूं। निश्चित रूप से आप लोगों में से कुछ लोगों का कार्यक्रम अयोध्या जाने का होगा। अयोध्या के राजा राम ने ये एरिया, ये इलाका अपने छोटे भाई लक्ष्मण को आवंटित किया था और उन्हीं के नाम पर इसका नाम पहले लक्ष्मणपुरी पड़ा, जो बाद में अपभ्रंश होकर के लखनऊ के नाम से जाना जाने लगा। बाद में तमाम शासक आए और ये बदलता रहा, लेकिन ओरिजिनली ये भगवान राम के छोटे भाई श्री लक्ष्मण का ही एरिया है, उन्हीं का राज्य है और हम लोग उन्हीं के राज्य में संरक्षित और सुरक्षित हैं। राजनीतिक, धार्मिक एवं सांस्कृतिक रूप से ये धरा सदैव महत्वपूर्ण रही है। गंगा, जमुना जैसी पवित्र नदियों के सिंचित उत्तर प्रदेश की उर्वर भूमि अपनी समृद्ध ऐतिहासिक विरासत को समेटे सदैव से राजनीतिक रूप से अत्यधिक सचेत रही है। श्री राम, कृष्ण और बुद्ध की कर्मस्थली उत्तर प्रदेश सांस्कृतिक रूप से भी सदैव संपन्न रहा है। उत्तर प्रदेश के जनगण की राजनीतिक चेतना इतनी जागृत है कि इसने देश को सदैव एक नई दिशा प्रदान किया है। आपको जान के हर्ष होगा कि इस सदन में जहां बैठे हुए हैं वहां पर महामना मालवीय जैसे महापुरुष संपूर्णानंद जी और महादेवी वर्मा जी, उनके पवित्र चरण इसी सदन में पड़े हैं। वो यहीं बैठते थे और एक तरफ ये भी जान के आपको आश्चर्य होगा कि पाकिस्तान के पहले प्रधानमंत्री लियाकत अली साहब वहाँ बैठा करते थे जहाँ हिमाचल वाले साहब बैठे हुए हैं। तो ये ऐसा पुराना सदन है और बहुत सारे महापुरुष यहाँ विराजे हैं, उन्होंने अपने वक्तव्य दिए हैं, उनके भाषण हमारे पास पूरी तरह से सुरक्षित रखे हुए हैं। हमने भी डेवलप किया है, आर्काइव वहाँ सब कुछ रखा हुआ है। आज के आधुनिक युग में जब शासन प्रणाली निरंतर परिवर्तन और तकनीकी प्रगति की दौर से गुजर रही है, तब सचिवालयों की भूमिका और भी अधिक नवाचारोन्मुख हो गई है। माननीय सदस्यों को विधायी कार्यों में सहयोग देना, प्रश्नकाल, विधायकों को सदन की मेज पर रखना, समितियों की कार्यवाही का डिजिटलीकरण, ई विधान प्रणाली, पेपरलेस सदन, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का प्रयोग तथा नागरिक सहभागिता को सुदृढ़ करना, निस्संदेह ये सभी क्षेत्र आज सचिवालयों के नवाचार की प्रयोगशाला के रूप में स्थापित हो रहे हैं। नवाचार केवल तकनीक से नहीं जुड़ा हुआ है, बल्कि यह कार्य संस्कृति, पारदर्शिता, उत्तरदायित्व, प्रशिक्षण और मानव संसाधन विकास से भी जुड़ा हुआ है। सचिवालयों को ऐसे सक्षम संस्थान के रूप में और अधिक विकसित करना होगा जहां परंपरा, प्रौद्योगिकी, संतुलन का समन्वय हो। उत्तर प्रदेश विधानमंडल ने भी डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, ई ऑफिस प्रणाली, ऑनलाइन प्रश्नोत्तरी एवं दक्ष कार्मिक क्षमता का निर्माण जैसे क्षेत्रों में नवाचार के निरंतर प्रयास किए हैं। मेरा मंतव्य है कि सचिवालयों का नवाचार ही लोकतंत्र की आत्मा है, क्योंकि एक सशक्त सचिवालय ही सशक्त विधानमंडल का आधार है। इसमें मुझे कोई संदेह नहीं है और आप भी इससे सहमत होंगे। हमें पूर्ण विश्वास है कि सम्मेलन के दौरान निर्धारित विषय पर विचार विमर्श से निकले निष्कर्ष विभिन्न राज्यों के अनुभवों और श्रेष्ठ संसदीय प्रथाओं को आदान प्रदान करने के हम साक्ष्य की ओर एक नई दिशा और प्रेरणा प्राप्त करेंगे। मैं राज्यसभा के महासचिव श्री प्रमोद चंद्र मोदी जी को हृदय से धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। लोकसभा के महासचिव श्री उत्पल कुमार सिंह जी को धन्यवाद देने का अवसर मिला, इसके लिए मैं ईश्वर को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। मैंने उन्हें झांसी में जिला मजिस्ट्रेट के रूप में कार्य करते हुए देखा है और वहीं से मुझे उनका स्नेह पात्र अभी भी रहा हूँ। उत्तर प्रदेश विधानसभा के प्रमुख सचिव श्री प्रदीप कुमार दुबे जी जिस इस आयोजन के कर्णधार हैं, मैं उनको कोटशा धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। मैं जानता हूँ कि उनके बगैर ये सम्मेलन होना करीब करीब असंभव है और उन्होंने जिस तरह परिश्रम किया है, निश्चित रूप से वह धन्यवाद के प्राप्त है। मैं विभिन्न प्रदेशों से पधारे प्रमुख सचिवों को भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ। इस सर्द मौसम में आप लखनऊ पधारे हैं, लेकिन लखनऊ अपने वस्त्र विन्यास, खान पान के लिए प्रसिद्ध है। कृपया बाजार जरूर जाएं, बहुत अच्छी जगह है शाम को और आप उसको एंजॉय करेंगे। ये लखनऊ का जैसा खाना कहीं पूरी दुनिया में कहीं नहीं मिलता। हम लोग कई देशों में जा चुके हैं, तो एंजॉय। साथ ही सभी अधिकारियों, कर्मचारियों, प्रेस एवं मीडिया के सम्मानीय सदस्यों को भी धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। मैं अपने सभापति महोदय श्री मानवेंद्र सिंह जी को भी धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। हम उन्हीं के निर्देशन में ये कार्य यहाँ पर कर रहे हैं, उन्हें बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश के यशस्वी मुख्यमंत्री माननीय श्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी को धन्यवाद न देना कृतज्ञता की पराकाष्ठा होगी। ये जो भी सुंदर भवन आप देख रहे हैं, ये गैलरी जो देख रहे हैं बगल में, ये सब कुछ उनका किया हुआ है। मैं जब यहाँ आया था तो ये एक नगर निगम के ऑफिस की तरह था। उन्होंने कितना इसको सुंदर बनाने के लिए बजट दिया, पैसा दिया, खुद निर्देशन किया और खुद निरीक्षण किया। इसके लिए मैं माननीय महोदय का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ। सब उनकी कृपा से ये सदन इतना सुंदर बन पाया जहाँ आप बैठे हुए हैं। अंत में मैं लोकसभा सचिवालय को इस महत्वपूर्ण आयोजन की मेजबानी का अवसर देने के लिए आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ तथा सभी प्रबुद्ध प्रतिभागियों को इस सम्मेलन की सफलता एवं सार्थक परिणामों के लिए शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। पुनः आप सभी आगंतुक महानुभावों को कोटशा धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम।
Thank you, Rajesh ji. After this, the meeting concludes, and we will now proceed for photograph in front of Vidhan Sabha on the road. The photograph will be in the backdrop of Vidhan Sabha. After the photograph, we'll come to the pantry of Vidhan Sabha for lunch, and thereafter, all of you will be ushered to the house for inaugural ceremony by respective liaison officers. Thank you very much.